Yeah.
Just like Rust. Just chaotic.
Have you ever played Rust?
I have, yeah.
I never have.
Oh my God. It's so rage inducing. You'll
Yeah.
you wake up naked on the island, right? And then you walk up the hill and you get Tommy gunned down by somebody that has like a base just like all decked out with guns pointing everywhere and turrets.
All the clips I see of Rust are people just like begging, like, please, I just need help. And then they like, okay, I'll help you. And then he pulls out a gun and shoots the guy anyway. Or the guy that's begging pulls out a gun and shoots the guy and takes all his stuff. It seems like social engineering the game. I don't know.
Yeah, that's exactly my experience.
Hello, everyone. Welcome into episode 62 of the Mustache Ride podcast. I'm Sure Man Cool. That's the Dirty Tooth. And this is a show that we record twice a month on Twitch and YouTube, where we talk about video games and just whatever the hell we want to, because it's our show and we do what we want, right, Tooth?
That's true.
Tooth?
I'll literally do whatever I want. Literally.
Do it.
I will. I will. Shut up.
Oh, whoa.
Shut up.
Hey,
Stupid.
point proven.
Stupid.
Okay, I think
You too. You too over there.
No, he doesn't mean it.
Yeah, stupid.
He doesn't mean it. He meant it toward me, but not you. You're the best.
I do what I want.
If you were at home. Thank you guys for watching us live if you watch it live, because we record it live, and so many people watch it live throughout the night. Come in and out, say things in chat that sometimes, every now and then, we talk about. But usually we just talk about whatever the hell we want to talk about. Because, like I said, we do whatever we want to do on this show.
Yeah.
We talk about our love for video games, and we're just glad to have you here. Real quick, before we get started, we have a Patreon, and episode 2 of our Mustache Ride Versus series is out. Episode 2 of Tabs, totally accurate battle simulator, where Tooth and I go head to head in a totally accurate battle simulator challenge to see who the ultimate Tabs player is, the ultimate army commander.
Sorry.
Did you wish on it?
No, it's in my eye. It's literally in my eyeball.
Oh.
I think I just put it into the back of my brain, though. I think we're good.
Most people, they have an eyelash and they wish on it and they blow it away and let the wind take it. I eat it.
You eat them?
Yeah, you ingest it, so that way you internalize the wish, and it comes true every time.
I never get them out of my eye. I just like dig around in there until it goes behind my eyeball, and I probably have a collection of them back there.
You should wish, because I feel like that's a form of ingestation.
Okay, so I'll just keep wishing on them. I'll wish that. Do I tell you my wish right now? Are you the wish keeper?
I'm the key master. Are you the gatekeeper?
No, I don't gatekeep.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a Ghostbusters quote.
Yeah, I'm not gatekeeping no matter what kind of quote that is.
I always wonder what happens to all the gunk that gets in your eyes that just kind of like
I don't want
goes in the back of your head.
I don't want.
Does that go into your sinuses and then you just like swallow it, or like?
Oh, I don't know. Are your eyeballs connected to your sinus like that?
I think. I don't know. I'm not a biologist. I play video games.
I don't know what's connected, but you could be connected to us if you join the Discord.
That's right, baby. Hey, that was good. Oh my God. That's got to be one of the, that's like in the Hall of Fame of segues on this show. That was amazing.
Yeah, it's a good segue.
And also, of course, subscribe on YouTube. We're live on YouTube right now. If you're watching this later, subscribe. We'd love to have you. But Tooth, it's been 2 dang weeks.
It has been. Yes.
2 dang long.
Yeah, it has been 2 dang long.
What have you been up to?
Well, I have been streaming Dead Island 2, and I don't like Dead Island 2 as a game. And I'm just pretty confident that I'm not sure that I like very many zombie games. But I think specifically Dead Island 2, the story seems like it was written by a kindergartner that just watched a zombie movie. And then I'm at the final boss fight. Spoilers, anybody that hasn't played it, I'm going to tell you all about it. But it's okay. if I tell you about it, because you'll encounter this same thing that you're fighting like halfway through the game anyway. And so it doesn't matter, because once you've discovered all the zombies, which doesn't take that long, you don't fight any new ones. They're just all the same ones. There's just a bunch more. That's how it's harder. That's how it gets more developed as a game. I don't know. The final boss fight right now is literally just the same boss, but with every kind of zombie running at you. And if you haven't done every side quest, don't even play the game. Just don't even play it. And the game takes at least 7,000 hours to beat. It's longer than any game that you've ever played. And each area is so small, and it's just packed full of zombies that mostly at any point in the game, you literally can't beat because you're not a high enough level, no matter what, even if you did the side quest.
And I've been watching you play it on your stream. I've been lurking, I've been hanging out in chat, and it looks like you're having a rough time. You're having a rough go of it. Every time you do damage to a zombie, it just seems like
negligible.
Yeah, it's like little chips of damage. You're chipping away, especially the big boys. The big boys just tank everything, and they do that slam attack that you have to jump over, where you're like never in a position where you're ready to jump.
No.
You're always trying to scramble and do something else.
Yes.
And it just looks, you make the game look hard. And I'm sure it is a hard game. But I wonder if you had done the hours and hours and hours of side content, if you'd be like a higher level. I just feel like there's got to be some way where it's not so excruciing. But I don't know. I've never played it.
There might be, but the level of weapon, it doesn't really matter. Like, because you get you can level the weapon to whatever level you are. And I feel like I'm pretty high leveled, and the zombies are just the same exact level as you. And so, like, if you level, the zombie levels.
Right.
And it just doesn't, like, I don't know, point blank shotgun to the head just doesn't feel good, even on the lowest zombie. And that's crazy. But I will tell you guys, just hear me out. If you're going to play this game, there is a blueprint in almost the beginning that you need that teaches you how to craft a med kit. And if you don't talk to that guy, which you wouldn't think you need to talk to him because you don't have any money when you start the game, that blueprint is free. And he gives it to you. And you should get that blueprint, because I played a lot without that blueprint. And that really sucks, because you're running around looking for protein bars. I don't know. I just feel like whoever developed zombie games like doesn't think past like zombies. That's the thing. It's like, okay, well, what else? What else about the zombies? It seems like an Xbox 360 game, and I thoroughly believe that. Whether or not I did the side quest, it still feels like a game that's like 10 years old.
This is Dead Island 2, just a reminder for everybody if you just tuned in.
Which literally just came out last year.
And yeah, it doesn't look all that different from Dead Island 1, and I did play that back in the day.
Which came out in 2011.
And that game, I remember really enjoying that game. I thought that game was sick. Dead Island 1.
Everybody that I've talked to says Dead Island 1 way better than Dead Island 2. So,
wow.
But
that's too bad.
Yeah, maybe that's just me. I don't know. I'm not really into like the hack and slash zombie game. Like, I don't want to run around and just like do the same thing for like hours and hours and hours until finally I get a Gatling gun or something that like really makes a difference. I don't know. Like, I want some like fresh stuff that's introduced,
or at least like some way to be way super strong. Give me that power fantasy to where I'm like mowing zombies down. That's that's fun to me when there's a ton of zombies. Let me just pop domes. That's fun.
Or you can drive a car, or like some sort of like vehicle, some sort of transportation.
There's no vehicles?
No, you're just walking around. It's crazy.
Cool.
Yeah, you just walk. It's literally a walking sim during a zombie apocalypse where you're dying, and that's it.
And not LA. Helle.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. But I'm on the final boss. We're gonna beat it really soon. I'm confident in that. A game,
I'm sure.
I'm gonna beat it. I'm gonna beat it. A
Yeah,
game that
I'm
doesn't suck
sure. Yeah, sure.
is Power World. Power World doesn't suck. Power World's awesome. It's very enjoyable. Still enjoyable. I've still been playing it, and my friends give me all the good gear, and it's awesome. Everything's good. Everything's good with that game, and I love it. And they keep updating it now, and there's more stuff all the time. It seems like, at least all the time when I play it, and it seems like a really good game that if you haven't gone back to in a while, you probably should go back to.
Man, I need to get back to Pal World.
Yes, you do.
100%. I've been
so
playing the game Once Human lately. Actually, literally just last night and then some today. I have a total of like 6.5 hours in it already.
Jeez.
Over the course of like 24 hours. It hooked me. It's not a great game, but it reminds me of the good parts of Pal World with like the base building and stuff. Because you're cutting down trees, you're pickaxing rocks, and then you're collecting resources and you're building a base, and then you're exploring the land. You're not catching any pals though. That's what I'm missing. I miss the pal collecting. So if they add that into Once Human, I'll never play another game again.
Only Once Human.
I just play Once Human, and the whole time I'm like, I should really get back into Pal World.
I've not played Once Human, and I've actually not watched any gameplay of it either.
I've heard it's like, somebody's told me it's like Ark, kind of. It reminds them of Ark.
Okay.
I've never played Ark though, so.
No, I've never have either. I have it, but I've just never played it. There's a lot of games that I haven't played like that, which is why that might be. We might talk about that later, about all the games that we haven't played before.
Maybe.
Overwatch. Been playing Overwatch, but not so recent that will hit the new character, new hero.
It's just a trial for this weekend.
I know.
You're going to miss it.
I know. I'm not going to miss it. I'll play it maybe tonight. Maybe I'll play it tonight.
Well, since you brought up Overwatch, I'm going to tell you real quick about my experience.
Tell me about Juno.
Juno, the new support hero for Overwatch. She's gonna be out officially in a month, but this weekend is like a trial period to play Juno. She is, if you know Overwatch, she's kind of like Echo meets Anna meets, like, I don't know. She has an ability that's kind of like Cassidy's ult. So she like targets people and then she shoots out little missiles to either heal your teammates or do damage to enemies. She flies around. She's got a double jump. The only other hero with a double jump other than Genji. And she's super cute. All her voice lines are adorable. And she's just a ton of fun to play. Her kit's cool. She has like a burst fire pistol thing. Apparently she's a Martian.
Yeah, she's a space ranger.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Do you think they're going to bring back Horizon Lunar map? Because
they should.
There's a space ranger now.
That would be awesome. Just change it up to where it works for all the game modes that we have right now.
It would. I think it would work fine for push or for any of them.
Something. Just change it to where it does work. That's all I want. But Juno is cool. Really fun kit. She throws out like a big ring where if you run through it, you get a speed boost. Oh. And it's like 40 meters or something like that. But the whole team can get it. So you can throw it out when your team's not even expecting it. And they'll just run into it, not even thinking. And they'll be super fast. Which I could see messing some people up. But also like for like a Reinhardt, you see he's about to charge, throw that out, and he charges way faster, way further. Like think about situations like that. It's pretty cool.
Lucio Juno?
I like Lucio Juno. I think their speed stacks on top of each other. So Lucio boost, her boost. It's a little faster than it would be just either one of them. Yeah. But it's not like hella. But my personal situation is that I'm not good with Juno. I tend to fly around and put myself in situations where I'm out in the open a lot. And so my most recent play session earlier today, I ended up kind of just staying on the ground a lot more, using more cover, and then flying and retreating, using her flight ability just to retreat, which I think is a really good like middle ground. But it's a lot more fun to just play super aggressive and get in their face and fly around. But it doesn't often work, especially with like Winston is meta right now, and he doesn't have to aim. He just has to stay in range of you, and you just die.
Yeah.
You just die. But I really like Juno.
It looks really cool, and I want to play tonight so I can at least get one game in.
Okay.
But yeah.
We'll play together. We'll both queue support. So that
smart.
I won't pick Juno, and I'll let you have Juno.
Yeah, except you'll pick Juno, and then you'll be like, "Oh, sorry, I forgot."
Oops.
I forgot.
And the queue time's gonna be like 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's gonna be awful. But Overwatch has been fun when I have played it, and then I got a new mouse. So, for those of you that don't know, I had this mouse. This is a ROC 3 SteelSeries mouse.
Oh, okay.
Something in the optics went bad. Like I'll plug this in, and then the mouse will just go.
Did you dump water on it?
I did, yeah. I dunked it to try to fix it, and it didn't work.
So there's your problem.
Oh.
Yeah, that one isn't waterproof.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have a waterproof mouse, but I did get a new mouse, and it's this one, which is this is the RX5, and it differs because this one has like 4 programmable buttons if you consider the roller ball. This one has 9. And so I like that.
Does it have like side buttons?
Yeah, so it's got 1, 2, 3 side buttons here, and then this 4th upper button, which I don't want to hit any of them because I don't know what they're doing right now, but I like it. It's lightweight, so it's only like 55. I think it's 55 grams or something, or something like that. But it's still the lightweight mouse, which is nice because I've been having to use a Razer mouse, which I don't mind, but it's heavy, super heavy, and so it's been hard to use because I was so used to the lightweight mouse.
How's the hand feel?
It feels good. It's a little bit
fits in your hand real nice.
It does. It's a little bit. I don't know if it's bigger. I think it's just like the shape is a little bit different because it has like the mouse button, like more mouse buttons on the side. So I think it'll take a little bit of time to get used to, but I like it.
I have the Logitech G502, and it's a good mouse in general, but it feels so good in my hand. It's like the best feeling mouse that I've palmed that I've ever had. So I'm super happy with mine. But it has a bunch of buttons, and I don't use half of them. I use like a couple of the buttons on the mouse, but for the most part, like I should use more of them. I need to utilize these buttons.
Yeah, I like using the mouse buttons for like emotes in games, or like like if there's like something that's like healing or something like that that's specific, then I'll key that to a button. But if you're in Overwatch, you can do like all your emotes to your side buttons and your chat and everything else.
And melee.
Yeah.
Melee's always on a mouse button in every game for me.
I actually don't use melee on mouse button in Overwatch.
Freak. Disgusting freak.
I don't know. I actually don't use the mouse at all in Overwatch. I use my arrows anyway.
I don't even use a monitor. It's off half the time.
Yeah, I play with my eyes closed. It's no big deal. But yeah, I love the mouse so far. But
nice.
Yeah, that's it. That's all. That's everything. That's it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, elephant in the room. I got a haircut. I did though. I know it's kind of hard to tell because I left it longer on top. Yeah. But I did get a haircut. I needed one for so long.
Turn around. Let's see. I don't know, chat.
I mean, it's been a few days, but the point is, I hadn't had a haircut for like 2.5 months at least, maybe 3 months. It was so long. My freaking hair lady had a baby,
Ugh.
and then I was working until like 7 at night, and she doesn't work that late.
No.
And I've been going to her for like 13 years. I don't want to go anywhere else.
Yeah.
So I had to wait, and then I had to wait, and then it got to the point where it was unbearable.
Yeah.
And so I finally went to Great Clips.
Oh.
And I don't know, it was a decent haircut. It was a good haircut. I was in and out of there in like 20 minutes. I normally spend almost an
Dang.
hour.
Yeah.
I with Leanne, my hair lady, because we just chatted up.
Yeah.
And she like takes her time. We just talk and talk. I was in and out of there in like 20 minutes, but it turned out fine. And I finally got a haircut, and I'm happy. It's too damn hot outside to not have a short head of hair, you know?
Yeah. I've been like I have to go get it trimmed up, but I've been like working on like a new hairstyle, and it's longer in the back, and I'm not used to it.
Are you
And
going
so-
mullet? Give me a 360. Hold up. Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
it's sort of like that, but it's I've been trying it, and it is different because I'm used to like a really tight fade, like
Yeah.
all the way, and so now when I leave the haircut, I don't feel the cool air on the back of my head, and so that's weird because it's been a long time since I haven't done that. So
Well, you look good, man. I think I
Thanks.
like your cut.
thanks, man. Yours is good too.
Oh, you're just saying that. Shut up.
No, it's good. It's good.
I've also been playing Concord. It's a new hero shooter. There's an open beta this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I think the general consensus is that it's not good,
Mm.
but I kind of like it. I just think they need to pick a lane, because they have like this Valorant like game mode
Yeah.
where you don't respawn, but the way the heroes, I don't know, the free gunners are constructed, their abilities and stuff, it doesn't super promote team play.
Mm.
Like every single match, there's like no tanks and there's no healers. It's all just the people that can do the most damage. And so there's not enough incentive to play those other free gunners, other heroes. And it just seems like everyone's on their own,
Yeah.
where the only way to really win is to stick pretty close to your teammates. The team that does that is the winner, guaranteed every time. And so they need to promote that in other ways, promote team play in other ways. And so I guess I don't think a no respawn game mode works well for this kind of game.
Mm.
It's not Valorant. You know what I mean? Valorant's
Yeah.
kind of a hero shooter, but it's not. It's weird. I don't
Yeah.
know. There's no tanks in Valorant, you know?
Yeah, that's true. It's like I feel like there's people that are like feel like tanks because they're so good with their agent, but yeah, it's not like somebody has like more health than the next person, you know.
In Valorant there's 2 healers technically, but they have so many other utility ways of helping their team
Yeah.
that they're not only healers.
Yeah.
And so I just feel like Concord needs to pick a lane. They can't be all of these different games, Destiny, Valorant, and Overwatch.
Yeah.
They need to specialize and choose what to do. And so I don't know. I'm really hoping it shapes up, not only because I spent $40 on the game, but also because I like it a lot. There's a lot to love about Concord. The cinematics, like the animations, it's like Unreal Engine 5. It's so beautiful. Like every single hero, free gunner looks good, sounds good. The voice acting's awesome. They have personality, and there's like an identity to each one. And I really enjoy that. Like the story that they're making alongside the game is coming along. And they're I guess they're going to be coming out with new cinematics like once a week, once the game's out, for a while at least. So they're really going to flesh out that backstory, which I'm a sucker for. That's what really got me into Overwatch back in the day, was all each hero's backstory and how they intertwined with Overwatch. And so I don't know. I hope they can get their shit together. I want to see Concord do well. I want to see another hero shooter thrive, but there's a lot of negativity surrounding it online right now, and I just hope that that shapes up.
Yeah, I watched you play it a little, and then I watched one of my favorite Overwatch streamers was playing it as well. And I didn't really hear him say anything negative necessarily about it, but I didn't see him playing it the next day. So I think it doesn't entice me to pay $40 for it right now. So
I don't blame you, and I wouldn't recommend anybody do, but I hope in the future they come up with a way to entice people, because I would hate to have spent $40 on it only for it to go free to play.
yeah.
And then there be a battle pass and a bunch of extra ways to spend money. That just doesn't sound like a game. I don't know. There's no room for that, you know?
Yeah, I feel like it if it did go free to play, that would be crazy. Like just like Overwatch went free to play like after a long time. I feel like this is one of those games where it like could have like cash grabbed really quick and then it goes free to play like in the when it releases. And
Yeah.
everybody's gonna be pissed.
I really would like to see Concord do well, but we'll see.
Maybe.
I already talked about Once Human, but just to reiterate, that game is free to play. And the gameplay is fun. The gunplay is really cool. This is Once Human. The story, I couldn't care less. There's so many terms and vocabularies that I don't know what any of it means. And I just like, my eyes go roll in the back of my head when characters are talking about what's happening in the world. But then I get into the gameplay and the framework's there. It's just like any other survival game. Build a base, explore out, come back to your base. There's appropriate fast traveling back to your base and stuff. It's not difficult. I feel powerful, so I don't feel like there's a lot of roadblocks. But then there's bigger enemies that are kind of like bosses that are a little more difficult. But like, I haven't died yet. But that's okay. I don't want to die.
Yeah.
It's also like an MMO, so there's a bunch of other people in the server. And so if you have a question, you can just talk in like the world chat, the full server chat. And like, I asked a couple questions and I got answers from random other people in the server who have probably been playing this game for a lot longer than me.
Yeah.
And then there's also like, you can change it to where you're talking just within your region, wherever you're at. And so somebody asked like, where's the mystic chest? It's like in each certain region, there's a mystic chest with better loot. And I had just found it. He's like, where's the mystic chest? So I was like, oh, it's on top of the hospital roof. And I was like, you know, if you find this spot, climb on top and you can climb onto the roof. And then they were like, oh, sick. And I guess they found it. I don't know. I don't even care.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I was there to help best I could. But it's little things like that that really make you kind of like, huh, that's kind of cool. Like, imagine if Pal World had a server full of people all around the whole map where there were a ton of different bases. That's one thing about Once Human. There are people's bases everywhere in the open, because there's so many people in each server.
Yeah.
And you have to make a base. And so you're just walking down a road and the whole, it's like a suburb. It's lined with people's bases. It's kind of cool, but it's also very cluttered. And so,
do you interact with people like is there like PvP?
there are PvP servers. I'm in a
Okay.
PvE server, so there's no PvP. But you could be in a PvP server, and I don't even know how that works. I might have to make another character and try it out, because I don't know. It sounds like I'm just an easy target for bullying, because I'm just
Yeah.
going to be doing the main stuff. I'm not here to kill other players. But I could see the fun in that.
Yeah.
I wonder how it works.
Like
I don't know.
Rust.
Yeah.
Just like Rust. Just chaotic.
Have you ever played
and-
Rust?
I have, yeah.
I never have.
Oh my god, it's so rage inducing. You'll like
Yeah.
you wake up naked on the island, right? And then you walk up the hill and you get Tommy gunned down by somebody that has like a base just like all decked out with guns pointing everywhere and turrets, and you're like, what am I supposed to do? And then you wake up naked again and you're like, oh, finally I got a rock. And then you walk up the hill and you get, killed again by
Gun down.
gun down again. Yeah.
But all the clips I see of Rust are people just like begging, like, please, please, I just need help. And then they like, okay, I'll help you. And then he pulls out a gun and shoots the guy anyway.
Oh yeah.
Or the guy that's begging pulls out a gun and shoots the guy and takes all his stuff. It seems like social engineering the game. I don't know.
Yeah, that's exactly my experience. Please,
yeah.
I just need to walk through it so I can get to a safe place. Okay, we'll let you walk by. Rocket launcher in the face, dead, naked again.
Yeah, I won't be playing Rust anytime soon. But Once Human is fun. I've also been playing Monster Hunter Rise. Nice. I think I might have mentioned this last episode, but I'm still playing it, and it's still fun, and I'm having a blast. I love Monster Hunter so much. There's not much more to say about it than that. I'm unlocking more weapons, and the weapon tree's getting bigger, and I'm just, I don't know. I love Monster Hunter so much. I'm just having a good time with it again. And cool. I just cannot wait for Monster Hunter Wilds. It's gonna be so sick.
It looks like a cool game. I don't know. Like I worry about it being like, I feel like I'd have to play with people. Like I'd have to play with someone.
Yeah. That's where the real fun is with Monster Hunter 2. It's a really good co-op game.
I feel like the reason that I like Power World and I like games like that is if I can play with other people, it doesn't feel like I have to like know everything about the game all of a sudden to have fun with it.
Sure.
And I feel like Monster Hunter might be one of those games where you're like, you have to sort of like know a little bit more about all of the game and all of the mechanics to like not just get pummeled.
Yeah.
And I don't like getting pummeled. I actually hate that.
The way I like to look at Monster Hunter is like, think about Dark Souls, where if you had like a central hub to go back to, and you pick a portal, you go out the portal, and then somewhere on this map is a boss, and you find the Dark Souls boss and you fight the boss, and then you like peel his face off and you go back and you make a helmet out of his face skin. This is kind of like every monster that you hunt has a different move set. They're different. They move different. They interact with the world differently. And it's kind of like a different, like, I don't know, From Software boss every time. It's definitely not the same. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. Don't come after me, please, people. But there's similarities there where it's kind of just like a boss rush. Every time you go out on a mission, you're going to fight a boss, the boss, and there's a point to fighting the boss to get his tail so that you can make a sick sword, or to get other pieces of him that you're hunting for so that you can make a new set of armor to be stronger, to fight the stronger boss, the stronger monster. And it just keeps ramping up. But it is a little grindy. It's not for everybody, that's for sure. But if you were to play with friends, I feel like it would feel less grindy and more just like hanging out, getting stronger together with your friends. So maybe we should play together sometime. I don't know. Maybe you and I should hop into Monster Hunter World.
Yeah, I think that would be. I would play. I think I would play it with people. I don't know if I'd play it by myself.
Yeah,
it's sort of like I'm scared of games like that. Like I got Elden Ring and I had played it one time and I died a bunch, and now I'm scared to open it again. I'm scared of my death counter.
Dang, there's a mod for Elden Ring, like a seamless co-op mod. But I don't have it on Steam. I only have it on Xbox.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I'd have to buy it on Steam to play it with you.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna beat it. I'm gonna kill everything. Not the DLC probably, but I'm gonna be Elden Ring.
You're gonna be the Elden Lord?
I'm gonna be an Elden Lord at some point, but not right now. Not today. I could barely be Dead Island 2 Lord.
You're gonna do it. You're gonna beat Dead Island 2, because I know how prideful you are in that regard. You're going to finish that game.
Yeah, It's
going to happen.
I'm gonna end up going back and doing 10 side quests to get one card. That's what's gonna happen. But anyway,
You'll do it though. I know it.
some games I just don't like, and that's okay. You don't have to like every game.
One last thing that I did, I went to a concert recently.
Yeah.
I went and saw the band Day to Remember, The Story So Far, and 4 Year Strong
Okay.
at this big amphitheater in Oakland, California. And the show was awesome. A Day to Remember was awesome. Pyrotechnics flying all over the place, beach balls all over the place. Super fun. The drinks were crazy expensive, dude. Holy hell. Me and my wife went back and forth buying drinks.
Mm.
She got a double of Jameson and ginger, and I got like a IPA, a Lagunitas IPA. And she ended up spending $60 on 2 drinks.
Yeah.
Oh, it was crazy. I spent I don't know, at a different area, I spent like almost $40
Yeah.
on 2 drinks. And then merch, like I got a sweatshirt for $65. Crazy.
The last concert I went to, the beers, like regular, like domestic beer, was $18 a piece. So
Yeah. That was the first round that we got. They were 18 each.
and I just can't even imagine a world where I would pay $18 for a beer. That's me. But
I don't blame you.
That's crazy to me, and I don't even understand. I can't even fathom in my brain how much money they make, because the lines are insane to get drinks. The lines are crazy.
That's the thing. You wait in line for hella long. Like, especially when she spent $60 on 2 drinks, we ended up waiting in line. She's like, "Do you want a double?" And my wife was like, "Yeah, sure." And after the fact, you find out the price of everything, and it's too late. Like, they already poured it all, and so you just kind of eat that. But overall, really fun experience. I love going to concerts. There's a show coming up this coming Saturday, the next Saturday, and I want to go to it, but I think I'm just gonna hold off and not go to it and maybe skip that one. But I love going to concerts. Had a good time, and that's my concert story.
We don't really have anything close, like, to us, like, concert wise. Like, everything's like a 2-hour drive to get to a concert.
Yeah,
I'm not that invested.
you got to really love the band or the artist to make a drive like that.
Yeah, and we don't get a whole lot of people that I would necessarily like to see. So, like, I go there and I'm like, they sound better studio album anyway. So
True, it's true.
So
I don't know.
Not into it.
Well, you know what I'm into?
What?
Playing games.
Yeah.
Games I've never played before. And here at Mustache Ride, we love games. So
Not all
each
games.
episode, we have a new.
Island too.
Okay, fair enough. But each episode, we're starting a new segment here on Mustache Ride where we spin the great wheel of games. We pick a new game to play.
Yes.
We play it between episodes, and we return and have a discussion on whether or not you could play the game or if you should pass. And we call this segment Play or Pass. Very, very simple, self-explanatory.
I like it.
So in between episodes, we spun the wheel. We figured out what game we were going to play, and we ended up playing a game called Transference. Tooth, do you want to tell us a little bit about this game?
Yeah. So it's sort of escape roomy ish. I don't know. Well, sorry. It's called Transference. It's like $24 right now. I just looked it up. So it's kind of expensive. The Steam sale just happened. But
what did we buy it for? We bought it for like $10, I feel like.
Yeah, it was so cheap. I bought it for like $2.99 on a sale at one time.
Whoa.
So yeah, so right now it's $24.99. We'll get later on to whether or not you should pay $24.99 for it.
Yeah.
It's made by Ubisoft. I don't know. How do you say that?
I say Ubisoft.
Ubisoft, me too. But I want to meet the person that says Ubisoft. Anyway,
Ubisoft.
it came out in 2018, September 18th, 2018. So it's kind of an older game. It doesn't necessarily. It's sort of, it feels indie-ish, so it doesn't feel like an older game. It feels like it could have came out pretty recently.
It definitely doesn't feel like a game that was made by Ubisoft.
No,
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It doesn't feel like that. And so, but they made it. It's sort of like an escape room. Like I mentioned, I'm gonna play the trailer ish here in the background. And you'll have to read I don't want to talk over the video, so you'll have to like just read the subtitles. But anyway, it's a first person exploration game in sort of this like simulation that this guy has created.
Yeah.
And this dude is like this deranged, like techie nerd scientist, insane man. His wife is a musician. His son is a kid genius.
Yeah.
And this ends up being like a conglomeration of all of their minds in this like insane, like glitchy, like world.
Yeah. So there's three main characters and then some like glitchy demon. Who I don't know who the demon is, if it's like a representation of one of them or if it's like a representation of like maybe the mother's depression or the son's confusion. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's like the father the father is really wrapped up in his work. His work is
super involved. Yeah.
Yeah. The game's called Transference. He's working on a machine to like transfer one's mind to something else, to like another person or into the machine. I didn't really understand, but he's working on this machine and he is like on the cusp of figuring it out. And the whole game, his mantra is like, just a little more time. I just need more time. And that's super relatable because I've gotten into something I'm working on or something I'm doing, like even growing up just playing games and my mom's like, come to dinner. And I'm like, just hold on. Or like my mom's like, go to bed. Done. I'm like, Mom, you gotta I just need a little more time, Mom. Like I get that vibe. But when you're a husband with responsibilities, you're a father with responsibilities, and all you're thinking about and doing is staying up, not sleeping, taking drugs and doing like your work. It gets messed up real quick.
You walk around the thing and it's just like you open a cabinet and there's just like caffeine pill bottles like falling out of the cabinet and you're like, oh my God, bro, like crazy. Yeah, but
Bro's
the dude
hopped up on something.
Yeah, so my understanding of it is that he's working on the machine to transfer human existence into the machine so that you don't die and you never have to spend any time apart. Like you can always do whatever you want, sort of like an ideal world, right? Like you don't have to worry about the world, I guess.
I didn't come up with any theories as to why, but maybe that's what we're playing is kind of his finished product, because we're in, like you said, some sort of simulation or something. It feels like we're in the machine. But if we're in the machine, then why are we trying to finish the machine throughout the game? You know, really weird. But then there's the mother, like you said, she's a musician. Mm-hmm. There's lines that she says like, "I gave up everything for you." Like she's down.
And she did.
She's depressed
too, because you just like you get these little like snips through the game where like I feel like the character development of the game was like good, but you like had to dig to find it. Because you had to like watch all these little video snips of her or like all the characters. But yeah, you could tell, and it's crazy because you find these little things and you're like, oh my gosh, she was like kick-ass music artist and she gave it all up for this dude that's whacked out of his brain.
But he must not have always been. And they made like a good kid. The kid's name is Benjamin or something, but he's like a little boy genius. Takes after his father. He's really good at math and science, and he like accomplishes the stuff in school. And like every little picture you find is like the dad, he just is not happy to be there. He's like at like the science fair where the kid has like a first place trophy or whatever, and the dad's just like stoic. And he doesn't
so
care.
weird.
It's so sad.
Weird.
The kid feels so alone. The mother's depressed, and the dad's just like, "Oh, I'm almost done with my work," and it's like just
I'm
a really
almost
messed
done.
up situation. But the whole gameplay loop is like you're playing through the perspective of one of the family members, and then you're going into a room, and part of the room is corrupted. You have to solve a puzzle to uncorrupt part of the room. And like for example, this I did not like this puzzle, and I'm gonna just spoil it a little bit, I
Mm,
guess, because I have a clip that I want you to play too. But the
okay.
snowflake puzzle, so stupid. Honestly, like it shows you there's like four numbers you need to have, and it's like
Two, four,
what order? I have the numbers, but what order do they need to be in?
Yeah.
And then I picked up all the numbers and I ended up jumbling them around so they weren't in their original order, if that even helped. So I ended up brute forcing it and finally getting it, but it was just really confusing. And I was like, how is this a good puzzle? That's a bad puzzle, man.
So, so I'll play the clip. I have it here, but I'll say that like it took me. I got this one like almost instantly because I was like, oh, it's a snowflake, so you have to find like which side it is, and so I just like this side, this side, this side, this side.
Well, I think also if you look at the back of the each piece of paper,
Mm,
it's a little easier to put it together because they're
yeah,
all like scrap paper, so they kind of go together in a certain
yeah.
way.
I didn't look at
But
the numbers. I just
I
looked at
couldn't
the
figure
paper.
out I couldn't figure out how to make a snowflake in my mind. I don't know. It confused me.
All right, we'll roll
Two,
the
four,
clip.
6, 7, or what order does it go in? How am I supposed to know? 2, 4, 6, 7. Trying to like put the pieces together in my mind. Oh, now I'm mixing them all up. Oh. It's like I'm shuffling a deck of cards, dude.
I will say that it took me like an insane amount of time to learn how to not hold something in my hand.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not sure that I really ever like fully understood. Like just like I just like never grasped like why am I holding this thing and why can't I just like let go of it? And I would just walk up and pick something else. I would get tired of holding that thing and I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna pick this thing up instead. And then finally, like halfway through the game, I was like, oh, I can just hit this button and it
Space bar or
space
something.
bar and it drops.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I was so mad about it.
How about the atmosphere of the game? Because
Yeah.
the sound design is probably one of the best thing. The colors and lighting are really good, but the sound design was amazing. Like really
Yeah.
creepy stuff.
So I'll like play a clip that I had because that literally like it encompasses the way that I felt about the sound design, about sort of like every I don't want to see if the volume's playing. Because it just like made me feel a certain way the whole time. What the fuck is going on?
Okay.
Dude, I do not want to go downstairs.
Oh, I know this part.
You just hear this like growling of this thing and you're just like
Oh.
and you like I'm like I don't want to go downstairs. I don't want to go towards that noise. That's obviously a bad noise. I don't want to do that. No, thank you.
I remember that same, I think it's like the same part you were leading toward, but you're looking for that door knocker. And you have
Yes.
to take it off the door, but there's that door is like pounding
Yes.
on the door. And it's like, I don't want to go close to that door.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's exactly like that's exactly the way that I felt the whole game. Like something was like making a noise, and I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know what I don't know. There's no other way to go in the game, but I know for sure that I don't want to do that thing that you're telling me to do right now.
I don't want to, I'm not going to spoil this puzzle, but do you remember the piano puzzle?
Oh,
The piano and the lights.
oh yeah, dude. That
Do you remember getting it wrong and then the
Yeah.
noise really picks up and you're like,
yeah,
you freak out?
I got it wrong a lot because I didn't even look at the so a little bit of spoiler. I didn't even look at the lights because I was like, what do I need to play on the piano?
Oh.
And I was like, I don't understand. There's no
I didn't keep that paper from the very first puzzle.
Yeah, I didn't
I was worried about dropping that one.
Me too. I carried it around for half the freaking game.
Yeah. That's funny you did that too, because we felt the same way about that.
There was a lot of things that I just like picked up and carried because I didn't know if I was going to be able to get it back. Like this part right here, I had, oh, you can't see because of me. Let me turn me off. I had this letter.
Oh.
And I was like, I know I need the letters.
Mm-hmm.
I know I need them. And if I put this down, can I get back to this spot where I am to get it? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I can. And so I would just carry stuff around. And then finally I started just putting it back in the same place. And I was like, I'm just going to put it here. And then I know when I come back, it should be here.
Was it there?
It was there, yeah.
You didn't have a problem? Okay.
I didn't have a problem, but...
There was a couple times where the thing was gone, and then I went back to the original place where it was, and it was back there. So it's going to be around if you need it, it seemed, but I remember having that same thought.
Oh, I was so nervous.
But that the clip you just showed was like an IRL video on a TV screen in the game world.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that shit in games. Like Remedy does it a lot, like in Alan Wake and in like Quantum Break, Control. There's a lot of IRL clips of people in the game, and I don't know. That's a really effective tool that more developers, more people should use in their games, because
this game was
it really connects me to the characters.
That's like how you had to connect to this game. Like all of it was through this like IRL footage that was like so crazy and weird, and it was always like a recording of the guy or the wife or Benjamin. Like it was always like something like that.
Well, can we talk about a couple negative things?
Yeah.
When you opened the game and you moved your mouse, was it like molasses? Did you have to raise your DPI on your mouse in order to be able to move? Or was it just like a me issue?
I didn't have to. No.
In the settings, I raised up the sensitivity all the way, and it was still like barely moving.
Really?
And so I had to go into my settings for my mouse, bump up the DPI to like 3,000, and then it was like normal. But is that just a me thing?
It must have been, because it didn't happen to me.
Okay.
Like it seemed fine.
Well, then I'll give those points back to the game, because I took points off for that. That was not that we're like scoring anything, but I did that. Bugged me. That bugged the hell out of me.
I think one thing that bugged me is all sort of the nonsense stuff where like you're walking around and like in the beginning, like I kept walking up the steps, walking down the steps, walking up the steps, and then I'd pick up a flyer for dim sum and I'd be like, what does this mean? Why do I need to know this? And you could just pick up random shit around the map and it just doesn't matter for the game.
But some of it does.
And then there's some parts of it that you're like, this definitely matters. Nope. Nope.
Nope.
Doesn't matter at all. Like,
Yeah.
there's one specific time that I'm thinking about where you pick up a note that has a time on it, and that time doesn't mean shit. Doesn't mean anything.
I also remember another thing that you can pick up that doesn't seem to matter. It might have some significance, but there's this family photo of the three of them at the beach at Golden Gate, like with the Golden Gate Bridge in the background.
Yeah.
And it's so obviously photoshopped, fake, and it looks so hilarious because in the background there's a bunch of shirtless people and people in bathing suits, and they're all having a good time at the beach, and the family is in like a hoodie, and like the dad's wearing like a polo, and the mom's wearing like stuff you'd wear around the house, and it doesn't seem like they're at the beach at all. And they're just like, it's like they're plastered on this photo of the Golden Gate Bridge beach thing, and they look so out of place, but it's supposed to just be like a happy family at the beach. It's so silly. I don't know. But maybe that speaks to like the simulation and how it's like not quite putting things together or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Did you pick it up more than one time?
Yeah, and there was like slight different variations every time.
Yeah, it was always like there was always like whoever like storyline you were following, like that character was in the front of the picture.
Okay. I had the same thought, but I didn't know for sure. But like, one time the son was in the front or the mom was in the front. And like one time, like they're just not happy at all. And they're at the beach and it looks so weird. Or then there's one, I think there was one where they were all smiling all together, not nobody in front of one another. So I don't know. It was definitely strange, but it's definitely the kind of game that makes you think.
Yeah.
Really gets you thinking about what's going on. There's a couple parts where, like we said, there's like this glitchy demon guy. And I don't know if it's every time, but there's a time where it like changes, you change perspectives from one family member to the next. And the way they do it is like the demon attacks. It like gets in your face. I have a clip of that, I think, of that happening. I didn't like yelp, but it definitely like got me a little bit.
I'll play mine too, because it's so funny, because I have a very similar clip.
Okay. Oh shit.
Oh, you shut the door.
I opened it right back up though. Am I good? That was freaky as hell, man. Oh. Yeah, that's it.
So this is mine. It's so funny because it's literally the same part. Like I have I'm
awesome.
carrying the little A too. Let me see if I can make it a little smaller here. That way you can see it. Okay. No. I like hide in the corner like I'm not gonna get. I hide in the corner like I'm not gonna like get just smacked by that guy no matter what.
He's not gonna find you or something all of a sudden. Yeah. So there's some freaky moments in that game.
There are, yes. There's some jump scares, like a little jump scary, and I was like, I feel like because the sound design is so good, you're scared about jump scares way more than there actually are jump scares.
Yeah, it's very tense. You're very tense the whole time. At least for most of the game, I think I got into a rhythm with it where I kind of knew I didn't have anything to worry about. But the puzzles aren't hard. That's one thing that I appreciated because I'm not a big puzzle guy. The puzzles aren't hard. They're a little bit obtuse sometimes.
Yeah.
But once you figure it out, it's like, oh, okay. But I won't spoil any of the other puzzles or anything. But overall, I had a good time with the game. I enjoyed myself.
Did you end up beating beating it?
Yeah, I did end up beating it. It took me about an hour and a half, maybe
Yeah.
135.
That's what it took me, about an hour and a half as well.
I'd say like the longest the what took the longest of the game was just trying to figure out the answer to the puzzle, which it often didn't take too long. And then otherwise just picking up random stuff and reading it and flipping it over and
Yeah.
reading it and being like, does this matter? Or finding out like, oh wow, she's hella depressed. Or oh wow, this kid is sad.
The one,
You know,
there's one puzzle that like took me a lot longer than I wanted it to, and when I finally got it, I was like, why did you even tell me some of that stuff in the beginning of the game then? I thought it would all link back together really nice and seamlessly to this one moment, and it just didn't. And I was like, I was so mad about like some of the little things that I was like, man, if they would have just like tweaked this thing, like it would have tied back to like one of the beginning conversations, or like it would have tied into
Right.
this. But I think that the story is deep and the puzzles like are just sort of like to like keep you in the moment, to leave the game really open to interpretation.
that's the vibe I got, because I don't
Yeah.
think they want to answer any of the big questions in the game.
Mm.
They just want they want to leave you thinking, leave you wanting answers.
Yeah.
And it's just that kind of story, which I don't mind. That it just leaves me feeling a little unsatisfied at the end, where I'm just like, there's no closure to what just happened. But it's just up to interpretation. So yeah, I don't know. So you finished it. Are you glad you played it?
Yeah, I think it was good. Like I wouldn't pay $24.99 for it.
Straight
for
up.
sure. I would not do it. But if you got it on sale for like $10 or
Tops.
less, $10 or less, I would say
Yeah.
it's really solid, because it has no replayability if you got all the achievements. There's nothing more that you're going to get from it, I don't think, if you play it again. Unless you're like
I don't think
really
so.
interested in being like dissecting it and like making, like if you have like a board on your wall of all the pictures and you're drawing red lines between
Yeah.
everything to figure it out, maybe you'll play it a lot more. But in my opinion, once you get all the achievements, it's pretty much over, and you can get them all like in the hour and a half. Like you don't even have to
You
play
could.
longer. You could get them all within there.
I know there is a collectible that you get throughout Transference. The game's called Transference, by the way. We need to remember to repeat the game name a lot, because we get on
It's
rambles.
Transference.
Transference. But anyway, there's a collectible. Some of the collectibles, I don't want to say what they are. I want to leave some things up to interpret, or up to, surprise you. But they're a little tough to find. There's a few that are tough to find. I was like, oh, one was there. But there's no real rhyme or reason. So it just encourages you to look everywhere for everything and touch everything. And I don't know what those things do for you. I don't think there are separate endings if you get all of them or something. I don't know though.
I think you can watch or look at stuff in the menu.
Oh, really?
Like I think it might unlock special stuff. I missed one thing, one collectible, and so I didn't get that achievement for it, because there is an achievement for collecting all of them.
I have a feeling I know which one it was, because I was like surprised I had found it.
I'll say there's no replayability, but I will probably go back and try to get all of the things.
Oh my God.
I'm not like 100% person, but I feel like this one's only an hour and a half long, and I can find them all. Like I'm not worried
You can
about
blow through it now.
Yeah, I can just blow through it. But yeah, I would say under $10. Pretty good game for under $10. I'll go with a play. I'll say play.
Me too. But if it's not on sale, pass.
Yeah,
Pass.
But
in fact, if you can't find it on sale, just pay for our Patreon, and you can watch my whole playthrough, Tooth's whole playthrough, because we recorded and uploaded our entire playthrough of this game. and put it onto our Patreon. It'll only be on our Patreon. We don't plan on ever putting it on YouTube or anything. So if that's something you're interested in, you don't want to play the game, you can watch us play it. It's on our Patreon, so check it out.
I'm gonna play one more clip because
sure.
At this point in the game, I was so aggravated and just tired of hearing about one specific character's shit.
Okay.
And I feel bad about it now after I played the game, but in the moment I didn't feel bad.
Okay.
It goes, oh.
My fucking dog.
Brother, relax, dude. Where's your dog? I gotta find your dad. I gotta find your mom. I gotta find your dog. Jesus, dude. Why don't you do something?
That was pretty aggressive. I'm not gonna lie.
I was so mad. I was so mad at that kid. I was like, Jesus Christ, man, you're just yelling at me the whole game. Just shut up. But
maybe if that kid was parented better.
It's true. Yeah, I did feel bad.
But these parents are going through their own stuff, and this poor kid he just wants his dog, and that was
messed up. It's messed up.
Well, that was Transference. We hope you guys enjoyed our little discussion there of that game. But I think now it's time to pick the next game that we're going to play in between episodes that we're going to be talking about next episode on The Great Wheel of Games.
Da, da.
It's
not great right now.
It's going to be because every episode we're going to be we're each going to add a new game. So Tooth, what new game are you going to be adding to the wheel tonight?
I am going to add Cocoon.
Okay.
And Cocoon is by Jeppe Carlson, same lead gameplay designer as Limbo and Inside. So you played Inside.
I didn't know that.
But I don't know if you played Limbo before. But it's a unique take. It's a puzzle adventure genre, so similar. But you're sort of leaping between worlds, and you're sort of solving puzzles the whole time. And so I really liked Inside, and so I figured Cocoon would be pretty good.
Cool.
And it's on Game Pass.
I've never played it either. And it's on Game Pass.
It's
free.
on Game Pass. Free on Game Pass.
Love that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the game I'm going to be adding to the list, it's a game that came out July 16th, so not too long ago. It's made by the same people that made a game called El Paso Elsewhere, which I don't know if you've heard of it, or Space Warlord Oregon Trading Simulator.
Oh yeah,
and
I know
a bunch
that
of
one
other
really well.
Yeah, I bet you do. A bunch of other games that I've never heard of. And this game I had never heard of either until I think I heard about it on a podcast. It's called Click Holding.
Click
Holding.
Holding?
It's Holding. It's kind of like cuckolding, but with clicking.
Okay.
So you can look it up on Steam if you want. It's not a dirty game. It's not it looks kind of creepy. It looks kind of in like a similar creepy vibes as like Buckshot Roulette.
Okay.
That game has a certain vibe. This game seems to have a similar vibe, but it's like a cookie clicker game.
Okay.
Where look, I'll read the Steam description for you. The man in the corner The man in the corner of your hotel room wants you to click something. He wants to watch you click it.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Hey, you don't have any choice. If it comes up on the wheel, then we have to play it.
The game I picked was released 2023, so September 2023. So it's late last year. So it's kind of a newer-ish game too.
Okay, and then the other games that we have on the list: The Falconeer, Journey, Supermarket Simulator. Shout outs, Alan.
Yeah.
So, shall we spin it?
Are we ready?
The Great Wheel of Games.
Boom.
Journey.
Yeah.
Okay.
There
I've
it
never
is.
played that game. I've heard
Me
so many
neither.
good things about it.
I've heard only good things about that game. So I'll read, for those of you that don't know about Journey, we'll talk about Journey a little bit, and then you'll have to just jump on the next episode and watch what we say about it.
Yeah, if you've played it, then it should be a fun discussion. If you haven't played it, maybe play it within the next 2 weeks before the next episode and join the discussion. And should be fun. Should be interesting.
All right, so you're exploring an ancient, mysterious world of Journey as you soar above ruins and glide across sands to discover its secrets. So it released in 2020. Very positive, almost 30,000 reviews. So pretty decent game review wise. I think there's a sequel, or if not a sequel, it's like some sort of other game by the same developer. The developer was That Game Company. So they've done Sky, Children of the Light, Flower. They've done
Flower.
Yeah,
Whoa.
so that's an older game. That one was 2019. So, and they just released one in April, which is Sky, Children of the Light. So they have sort of a vibe that their games are in. So I'm kind of excited. I'm excited to play this one.
Journey. Cool. Okay. I'll have to get it. I wonder if that's on Game Pass. Probably not, huh?
I don't know, actually. It might be on Game Pass. We'll just see.
We'll have to see. One way or another, we'll get our hands on it and we'll play it and we'll talk about it next episode on the next segment of Player Pass. So that's it for Mustache Ride tonight, episode 62 in the books. Hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, Tooth, leave the kids off with a little bit of sage wisdom because you're so old. You're such an old man. You have so much wisdom in that noggin. I know that gray hair. You got wisdom. I know it.
Spend time with your family, your kid, your dog, your wife, and or partner, and just know their sacrifice that they're giving up for you. And don't take caffeine pills.
That's not bad. That's great advice.
Pretty solid advice, I think.
Fuck work. That's what I say. Kind of the similar thing.
That's really good advice too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that advice.
Hey, thank you guys very much for watching. Just as a quick reminder, subscribe on YouTube. We want more subscribers, bigger number.
Nobody gives a about subscribing to YouTube. What are you talking about? You sound like a YouTuber.
I want this to work because I
Please
don't
like and
want to work.
subscribe.
I don't want to work anymore.
Oh,
I want to
wait.
do this for work, you know?
If we get famous, then we can quit our jobs?
I would quit my job. We don't have to.
Oh, make sure to like and subscribe and join our
Nice.
Patreon, and thanks for watching.
We'll see you in the
Everybody.
next episode.
We'll see you in the next
Bye-bye.
one. Bye, everybody.